So I'm going to introduce our network, the European Route of Industrial Heritage, and give you some general information about the network and what we are and who we are. We are a network of industrial heritage tourism. We are not a monument protection network. We consider ourselves as a common link between the industrial heritage sites in Europe in all the different forms. It's not necessarily only museums, it's also landscapes, parks, or just disused plants. In many states, you can see this in my presentation, that we have different forms of membership, and we are a registered association. We are legally based in Germany. So who are we and why do we exist? We consider that industrialization has never been a regional or local process. It was a process that happened all over Europe, and therefore the structural change happened also all over Europe. In former times, many areas in Europe looked like this. This is a picture from Germany, but I'm sure it might have been in other countries too like this. And then they turned into new centers for leisure, landscapes, for cultural use, museums. And we saw that there's a big gap because there was no image for this new tourism project. How should visitor anticipate now that these former dirty places of works are now their places for recreation and leisure? And this was where the idea of ERIH, the European Route of Industrial Heritage, came into the mind of a group of people. They started in 1999, so we had our 20th anniversary in 2019. And we were based on a model that was built in the Ruhr area in Germany, which also was a route on industrial heritage with anchor points, starting also about more than 20 years ago. And we were funded initially in ERIH, and we're starting with a master plan. And after the funding of ERIH expired, we founded our current associations. Our main aims are, of course, the interpretation. We want to show the European links of industrialization and of industrial heritage. As I said, it's not just a local or regional phenomenon. For us, there are many European links. We want to tell people the story of industrialization and invite them to visit the places you can visit now in all countries. We also see that there's a huge economic potential in this for the regional economic development. We want to establish a European brand, ERIH. Now, after 20 years, I think we are a little bit more known than in the beginning. And we create an information platform for tourists and visitors, but also for experts. We are active in the field and research and knowledge. I'll explain in more detail during the project I'll introduce in my presentation. And what is very important for our networks, we want to encourage the exchange of experience on the European level, as you are probably all facing similar problems. And we see that the exchange between the stakeholders is very important. It's also important to promote the preservation. I'm not sure how it is in Portugal. In many countries, the built heritage of industrial sites is not as much appreciated as castles and churches and other historical buildings. So many regions need support to show that it's still worth to protect these industrial monuments and to raise the awareness that this is a very important part of our common European heritage. How is the network structured? We have, as I said, we are a legal association. We have 350 members in 28 countries. We have different forms of members, anchor points, sites, corporate members, and individual members. The anchor points are for us the highlights and milestones of industrial heritage. These are all museums. They are in all different countries. You have 119 at the moment. They are selected according to certain quality criteria. So they have to apply with like a booklet or application form. We have currently 3 anchor points in Portugal and 1 normal site in Portugal, and we would be very happy to welcome more people. I see that many participants are here today. Maybe you are interested to join the network or get in touch with us and enlarge the group of ERIH members also in Portugal. We have so-called regional routes. These are networks that on the one hand either exist or are then built by us or encouraged by us, these cluster industrial sites in certain regions. Mostly they are also the basis for concrete tourism offers and are steered by for example, public authorities or tourism organization. Here you see examples, for example, from Spain or United Kingdom, but we have regional networks in many different countries. These regional networks also contain anchor points and normal sites and do have their own marketing and are their own promotional tool, but we try to assist them in sometimes even in the establishment, but also in the marketing of these networks. All in all, we list more than 2,000 sites on our website in 50 countries. As I said, 119 anchor points at the moment, 21 regional routes. We also have so-called theme routes which deal with certain topics like mining, steel, textile, and transport. We also collect the history of people. We have 180 biographies of people who are influenced industrialization. So I'm not sure if you know our website, but if you visit it, you can see it's a huge collection of information there. We do a lot of projects in our network. For example, we created in 2018 for the European Year of Cultural Heritage a dance event called Work It Out. I'm not sure if you know it. The idea behind it or the challenge was, how can we bring young people, kids and teens to industrial sites and make them to create ideas for it. So we developed music and choreography, hip-hop choreography, and we made tutorial video and provide the caps for the dancers, and the kids rehearse the dance and dance then simultaneously on one day. Initially it was the 1st of May, which is Labor Day in many countries, and they have photos and videos which they post on their social media. We collect them all on a social wall and make an accompanying social media campaign, and we create a pan-European event with many kids and teens. In the meantime, we have dancers of all ages. Interesting enough that we got many inquiries if only kids and teens can dance. And now we have also senior dance groups. We had 3 editions so far. You can see here a picture from the 2020 edition that was much smaller than, of course, to the pandemic situation than the 2 before. But still, we had 29 sites in 9 countries. We moved last year to September, second Sunday in September, and we reached more than 3.8 million people with our social media campaign. There's also a composite video which you can watch on our website, which gives maybe an idea how joyful this project is. And we think it's a good idea to bring young people to the sites and interest them for industrial heritage through dancing, video taking, and social media. Another challenge we see is how we show the European links between the industrialization and the industrial sites. We have created an exhibition which is called Linking Europe. The idea behind it is that we identify at different sites in different countries exhibits, for example, machines. That can also be a building, a tool, a common architect or inventor. And the sites tell us the common link. For example, we have a steam machine that was made in Germany, but was then used in Poland, or we have the textile fabric Comfort originally in the UK, but also Comfort in Germany. So we tell the story, we brand the exhibit in the museum with these small graphics that you see here. And the whole collection of the links goes also onto our virtual exhibition. And the idea behind this is to show the links between the European industrialization and the development in the different countries. Another exhibition we do is Change with an Impact, where we show regions that have been influenced by the industrialization. You can here see different regions, always from different countries like the UK and the Netherlands here in the picture, or Catalonia in Spain, or Silesia in Poland. Lausitz is a region in Germany, or Steiermark in Austria. So for us, it's always important to show that industrialization happened all over Europe, and it's part of the European history. So this exhibition travels to different places and is shown in different places in Europe. We have a partner program which is dedicated to our members, where we foster the exchange of experience. That means member sites of ERIH can apply to visit each other and get to know each other and exchange their experience. We have discovered that really personal meetings, I know this is difficult at these pandemic times, but they are very important. You can visit the site, you can talk to each other, and we assist the twins with supporting travel costs and organizing their partners. This is a program we ran for 3 years and hope to continue it in 2021 when the pandemic situation allows traveling again. Another challenge we see is creation of or attraction of staff and the educational point of view. Many of our sites claim that people who come from the universities and have a degree in cultural management or economic of culture are not really skilled and trained in the specific needs of industrial heritage sites. They are a little bit different than other cultural sites. This is why we developed lectures with different European universities, and we hold these lectures at universities. We did this already in Germany and just entered into a new cooperation in Poland. But we think it's an important issue also to improve the quality of education for industrial heritage and to continue the knowledge transfer, as we see that many of the first generation people at the industrial heritage sites now retire or go off the sites, and we want to continue to have trained staff there. Another important issue for our network is market research. I think you talked about already also about the economic impact of industrial heritage is hard to measure. There are hardly any European surveys. We know that many sites do surveys and do online surveys. So we decided 2 years ago that we would do a European online survey on the economic impact of industrial heritage. We asked, for example, visitor numbers, investments that are made at the sites, the impact on tourism, but also on other factors. This is now continued in March 2021, and the results can also be found for download on our website. I think it's important, especially when you look for new funding and new investments, that you also can rectify that there is economic impact by industrial heritage. We are a European network, so we are active and working on a European level. We are part of the European Heritage Alliance. That's a network steered by Europa Nostra. More than, I think, 45 European cultural networks are working there together and doing a lot of lobby work and politician work, but also concrete ideas and concepts. We are part of the experts group for the European Commission called Cultural Heritage Forum. We were also part of the experts group that was giving advice on the European Cultural Heritage Years. We have regular contacts to many organizations in Brussels and on European level, because we found that in the beginning, industrial heritage was not really present in the minds of the European politicians. So we found it very important to make them aware that industrial heritage is a very important part of our culture. And I think in the meantime, we have seen this. We signed a memorandum of understanding with TICI last year. TICI is the International Committee for the Conservation of Industrial Heritage. So this is the part of monument protection. As I said, we are a tourism network, but of course, monument protection is a very important part, and we are happy that TICI is our partner in this. We are supported by the EU since long. We were starting as an Interact project, and since 2014, we are one of the Creative European networks funded. This funding expires this year, but we will apply again for the next funding period. So also this shows us that European heritage, European industrial heritage is an important asset, and this is also appreciated by the European institutions. In 2019, we were also certified as a cultural route of the Council of Europe, which was made us very proud. So we are now one of 40 cultural routes of the Council of Europe. Also this, I think, is a good sign. We are the first route that is dedicated to industrial heritage in total. There were former single industries like textile routes, but we are the one that's just representing the whole industrial heritage. There was a small exhibition last year opened in Luxembourg, and we were one of the routes that were presented during this exhibition. We are, of course, doing a lot, press works and communication. Our main marketing tool is the website. The website sees approximately 120 visits per month without any paid promotion. We are just doing this by organic promotion. We have over 2,000 sites there, as I said. We explain the route system that we have with anchor points, regional routes, theme routes. We explain the industrial history of many countries here. I have chosen the example of Portugal, so we also have a lot of experts' knowledge, but we have also a lot of download offers for experts, like best practice databases, advices, and any kind of studies. Also, if you have studies that you would like us to promote there, or any kind of market research or tools, please contact us. We are also very open to non-members to promote anything. We have a calendar of conferences there, so if you have conferences that you would like to promote, feel free to contact us. We are also active on Facebook. We have a Facebook page with approximately 9,000 followers, where we do like regular posts. We do a quarterly newsletter. Now at the end, I will briefly introduce our organization. As I said, we are a legally based organization in Germany. We have a board of management, which are all volunteers. We have the General Assembly, which are all our members, which meets once a year. And we have so-called nominated national representatives. As you can see, the part of Portugal is free at the moment. We had a colleague who did this like until 1 or 2 years ago, Paolo Postapinta. I'm not sure if he's here today. If so, hello, Paolo. We also had a conference already in Portugal. I think in 2016 we went to Porto. So, but we are very pleased to come back and visit more places of industrial heritage in your beautiful country. As I said, we have more than 350 members in 28 countries. We have different member categories that we can offer. There are different pricings on this. If you want to get to know us personally, hopefully this will happen again. We do an annual conference each year, which is open for members and non-members. We will do this as a hybrid format this year again. We did this first in 2020. So maybe you saved the date already. It's 6 to 8 October in 2020. And if a physical conference is possible, we will meet in the Museum of Industry in Ghent, and online, of course. So thank you very much for your attention. I think I was in time. Sorry for the rush. If you have questions, feel free. I'm here.